Ah, looks good. Okay, let's just start. Welcome to a live stream on YouTube that I haven't done in, I think, ages. So yeah, greetings. I hope that we can talk a bit about the new expansion, and therefore I invited Macy, who's my whistleblower for all that kind of stuff. And he's the best expert on all these releases and all the stuff that has been leaked or anything like that. So yeah, welcome, Macy.
Heyo.
And both of us are no native English speakers, as you may be familiar with already. And we're still trying, and we just want to talk with you guys about what you think are the best announcements and the best things that come in 6.0. But therefore, before everybody's ready and everybody joined, let's start a second time with the live trailer, which I haven't watched in English yet. So this is my first time watching it in English. I have watched this on German. So let's do this. Let's start. I hope everything works fine so far. Like I said, YouTube live streams had been a while since I did that. But let's go. Let's try. Yeah, love the armor. That's really nice. I would love to have these details in game.
So new poster boy is Paladin, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope that in the future I can leave these footprints as well when I walk outside and leave Square Enix with my footprint.
The star had begun to fray, its lands rent by tooth and claw.
They really improved the graphics, I think. Again. Because as far as I remember, I could use the QHD resolution for these trailers already. And I think the Shadowbringers trailer was on full HD.
Alize! Are you alright?
I can look after myself, you know. And I've had enough of this ragging. Come on!
Oh yeah, by the way, do you think that's actually a Lagan technology or something like that? Or is that more like the technology or the culture from Mark, or how it's called? It really reminds me of Void Ark from the graphical appearance so far. All these tentacles and pipes that are kind of machine-like, but also look like they have a biosystem in there. I'm really curious what we're going to see in that expansion.
Past the far edge of fate, ring blades dark and light, tolling the coming of the end.
Yeah, nice.
Juggalo.
I'm really not sure about the logo so far. That's
with a spaceship.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think about the spaceship?
Kind of weird picture.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
So the question is, how do we get to the moon?
Yeah, absolutely. Indeed. By the way, I think I'm not having a chat here. What the heck? At least I can't see that in my streaming software, so I need to go into YouTube therefore. Oh, there it is. There he is, the man. Yeah, by the way, I couldn't watch this live yesterday because I was just too tired because, I worked 2 days on my Prot Paladin experience video so far, so, I was just a bit too sleepy. So, everything apart from the trailer is completely new to me. Okay, here's the chat. Like a specific moment in the trailer after we see Fandaniel, I like the room. Yeah, that's crazy. Hello Desperius, it's my first time seeing you. I've been following your guys when I used to play Final Fantasy XIV. Keep up the good work. The class guys are great help to us. Thank you, and Numalish 85, NU Malish. Thank you. Yeah, this is actually my first time since 2 years or something that I stream on YouTube. So yeah, I hope everything works so far. And I went through all these info topics or these info slide sheets here because Macy posted that in a Discord that I'm part of. So yeah, I think we should go to these slides a bit. But it's good to see that they actually they built up a whole stage just to have this announcement like they used to have it on a big stage with actual viewers. But I think this time, due to COVID, we cannot have this, unfortunately. Yeah, new jobs, of course. I heard that, we have the Sage. Let's maybe hop into these slides. Yeah, this is the Sage. Yeah, it looks kind of cool, I think.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I really like this so far.
Looks like how the Astrologian should be, right?
It's definitely a shield healer.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe like, let's try out a new healer version that is actually what we planned for Astrologian in the first place. Okay, damn, we don't have any explanation. Did we have explanation on the live YouTube video? Do you remember that, Macy?
For what exactly?
That this announcement was completely translated from YouTube or anything? I think not. I think that is actually one of the things they definitely need to improve on. But yeah, I think Christopher, I think his name is Christopher, right? I think Christopher is the translator as well as the singer of the Primals. So I guess he will get the job done there. Okay, so yeah, Sage, that's what we're looking at. Yeah, I'm really curious about the weapons and how they... I think it's a heavy task to create all these weapons, glamours, all these different styles of these weapons so that they are actually differentiating, because that's kind of difficult because you have to make up, I think, four of them, right? Yeah, four of these. How are they called? I'm really not familiar with the word. New list? What a crazy word. I don't know about that word.
I don't even bother to try to...
Okay. Yeah, like I said, we're poor German natives, or at least, stuck to German language, and all these TH English stuff is really difficult to pronounce as Germans.
Let's just call them pew-pew knives.
Pew-pew knives is the best term for it. Absolutely. Du hättest mal eine Frage, es werden wieder 2 neue Klassen kommen. Übrigens, ihr könnt auch gerne auf Deutsch fragen. wir werden natürlich in jeder Sprache versuchen zu antworten, die wir können oder der wir mächtig sind. Natürlich nicht Spanisch, Französisch, Italienisch, was auch immer. Es werden 2 neue Klassen kommen, und zwar ein Nahkämpfer und ein Heiler. Den Sage, the Healer, is already in Showcase, and I think the Melee job will be announced in May on the online or digital fan festival. I'm really excited to see what they're having for us there. I think we had in my expectation video or my job, the 6.0 job video, there were many good ideas from you guys. I'm really excited to see what we're getting there. So
Still hoping for Necromancer.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, I think Necromancer is a difficult melee, right? So I'm not sure about that. Okay, yeah, here we got it. New lifts. What a difficult word. In this moment, he was like, since we can get a Scholar, those looks like a bit organic. Yeah, absolutely. What I said about the architecture of this spaceship or whatever it's called, or whatever we shall call it. At least it already looks way better than these hilarious spaceships in Legion. If you remember them, they looked like trash, to be honest. I don't know. I didn't like the design of Legion's spacecraft. That didn't make sense in World of Warcraft.
I think...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I think the Void will be a big role in this expansion. Since the enemies, Alice and Alphino, fought in the trailer, they kind of remind me of the Void.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. Yeah, they are looking like typical Void Arc enemies, or anything we could fought there in these dungeons that all have something to do with Diablos or the Void or anything like that. Yeah, you're right. I think Void could be a topic of where the moon is actually evolving around, or what the moon has to do with that, with the Void or Mark technology and all this. Yeah, let's see what they have for us there. Required class none. Okay. So yeah, I think that had to be expected, that this is already a job class and you don't have to play anything before that. I think they will not go back to this route and offer the requirement or demand the requirement that you have to play something else before getting to this job. So yeah, I guess that's a good point here. They're sticking to the standard routine of class design, of job design. Heals and protects the party with barriers. Yeah, that's actually a good thing. And I think something that many players always wanted to see, because on the Astrologian it didn't work properly like they actually planned how it should work. I think they will go more nuts on that idea of having the shielding healer, maybe even stronger than the Scholar had. This shielding idea. I would love to see a true shielding healer that may be really something different compared to the other healers you already have in game right now. Wait a second. Zenos is already wearing a new weapon in the trailer. We need to look that up. I think I haven't checked that detail. So I think we got a small glimpse of Zenos. A very, very small one, but you said there's a new weapon he's wearing. That's
Last time we saw Zenos, he broke one of his katanas, so...
Yeah. That's something I remember.
There's gotta be a reason for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think Zenos should be right here. Okay, here's Zenos. Let's check this again.
The far edge of fate. Ring blades dark and light.
Okay, Can you see any weapon here? He's definitely sitting on that throne, right? So I guess you should see it somewhere. Oh, guys. I can't see it. I can't properly see it. Is there a new weapon? Or is that in any later moment of the trailer, maybe? The left of the throne is Ode. It's right there on the left. Ah, damn it! I can't see it. Okay, maybe we'll go into the more higher resolution version. Let me just try. I think I have the tab open here. Let's try with that version. I think this should be QHD. Okay, if we have some details hidden in the trailer, then I want to see them. And I think this is the best chance to do that. It's still a bit pixelated.
Look after myself, you know. And I've had enough of this rabble.
But yeah, I'm really glad that they have this in QHD resolution. I think Full HD is a bit outdated in 2021. At least to render that in that resolution. Okay. Okay, what is that? Is that actually a stuff or something? It looks like a golf bat. Maybe he's going golfing with human hats or something like that. That would definitely fit to Zenos. He's going to the golf sport. I can't figure it out. Okay, guys, you really have to tell me. I can't figure that out so far. It's a scythe. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think being a harvester of death would perfectly fit to Zenos. So, yeah, that's actually a good thing there. Yeah, good acknowledgement for details, guys. That's great. Okay, you actually wrote it many times already. It looks like a scythe, maybe a mace. Yeah, it could also. What do you think, Macy? Could be a golf bat, right? He's going golfing with human souls or human heads or whatever he's interested in. Scythe, it doesn't look like that at all to me. Yeah, I think it's kind of still speculation. Let's be honest, we can't figure out completely what it is, but it kind of looks like something a scythe could resemble, and it would definitely fit like that. But I think it's still a melee weapon. Can a golfing bat be considered as a melee weapon, by the way? I don't think so. Because, yeah, you hit those balls on a very certain range, I guess. That's definitely a ranged weapon. Specifically from the Hack Series. Okay. Könnte sein, dass es am Boden liegt mit dem eigentlichen Teil der Waffe. Das stimmt. Das könnte auch sein. Okay, dann lass mal schauen. Let's see what we have after the Sage, what is presented there, and after the idea of shield and protecting magic with barriers. Uses ether to manipulate nulliths in combat. I'm sorry, I can't spell that word properly. Able to be temporarily augment their own magic abilities. Okay, that's something I always wanted, some like more supporting yourself. Yeah, like having actually a buffing phase more. That would be awesome. A healer that actually has a cooldown phase right at the start with the other party members, where maybe even a dance partner would make sense. I don't know. What do you think, Macy? Something that...
I think it could be a system like the Etherflow stacks on Scholar.
Yeah.
where you have to decide to use your stacks for damage increase or for specific healing spells.
Yeah, I think that's.
I kind of like to see it to get a job where you have to make decisions: DPS or heal. What do you need? What can you? What you're able to do?
Yeah, that would be perfect. I think that's a good idea because being flexible and able to switch in the party setup, what is more required and what your party is actually needing, and maybe having this burst phase would be awesome. I think having a healer that actually only deals damage in a burst phase, that is something that would be a very new system, and I would love to have something like the dancer actually making the decision for putting out his dancing partner, his close position, to the healer. Wouldn't be that great? I think that's a cool idea. I don't know. Maybe that's what they meant with able to temporarily augment their own magic abilities. Finally, you can legitimately ask your DPS to partner me as healer. Yeah, that's what I meant. That would be awesome. As there would be pure healer rework in this new upcoming healer in Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, this is the new upcoming healer we're getting, and I'm really excited to see how they create him. I think we get more glimpses and more ideas about that in the upcoming live letter, or in, I think there should be another live letter before the fan fest, I guess.
I'm pretty curious how they managed to balance the healers now, because there's 4 of them now, and healer balancing always has been a pretty hard topic for Square Enix. Not like Astrologian is overpowered at the moment. And now he's gonna become a pure healer. So shielding and MP management is not that big of a deal now, I guess.
Yeah.
But you have to choose again, because there's 2 healers, as a 2 region healers, 2 shield healers again. So the new healer paired with a scholar doesn't make that much sense, but it's doable.
Yeah.
Like putting White Mage and Astrologian in one team is not the best idea then, I guess.
That's right. Yeah, but
it's pretty hard.
I think, yeah, you're right. But I think they could manage to do that by just allowing their actual shields that they produce or that they melt or whatever, that they can be combined or sort of. So that actually it would make sense to use 2 barrier healers that you have kind of usage for in a different encounter situation or in a different party setup where you maybe need them more or you have advantages to use them. Not only saying that, damn, we already have a scholar, please, Sage, can you switch to White Mage, or can you do another style of healing? I think they could do that by allowing shields to be combined or actually amplifying each other so that they really absorb. I think they have to work on the absorption duration so that, when you put up the shields and there's actually no attack being in close position or next to your coming up next to your tank or to your party, so that you can actually stack them or keep them back and use them whenever they are needed, and then preemptively mitigate all the damage before it actually happens. I think it's possible to implement that in a such very linear and very scripted encounter system like they have in Final Fantasy. I think that would be possible to get this into it, but I think shields were just too kind of lightly involved or lightly designed so that they actually mitigate a certain amount of damage, but not really the whole attack or something. That would be something I would love to see.
I don't think stacking shields would be a good idea, because this rate here already, you can skip so many mechanics. You can
that makes sense.
cheese so many mechanics just by putting up shields.
Yeah,
like E9S, E10S, you just can get full uptime, just pop some shields and you're good to go.
Yeah,
don't have to dodge AoEs, don't have to go outside of donut AoEs, just shields and cheese everything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But yeah, I think that's still something you should consider as balancing matters. So if you balance that for certain encounters, or For example, if you still apply the debuff or the effect that is used to be applied even without the shield, like for example in Hallowed Ground, where you can really skip these mechanics or some effects that would be put onto your character by just not getting them at all, because the shield is completely making you immune to these attacks. So yeah, I think that's actually a good idea of how to balance it, and I would love to see more like a balancing that makes up your party composition even more flexible. Yeah, I think we all know that the range DPS, even if they are a certain part of the meta because of the limit break system and all that stuff, the buffing system to your party, but I would love that you can really freely choose which job you take into something, and how you actually have this variety of players that really can focus on the job they want to play and not being forced into the meta. Like it's not really the case. Of course, we are talking about high-end optimization here. Like always, when you're talking about meta in Final Fantasy, there is no meta when you're not talking about high-end optimization. But I would love to see that you can still feel good as a bard and really care about maxing out your DPS compared to others, and not run into the situation where you see, oh damn, this summoner is just blasting my damage and I can't do something against it. My support is just too weak or anything. I think this is just the small fraction that they could fix in 6.0. And if that is the case, I think this could be the best balanced Final Fantasy, best balanced PvE MMO out there on the planet so far. Even if we're not on the planet anymore, because we're just venturing to the moon. You said about something about changing queues to look for one of each healer type. They said about that's actually something that would not walk into the direction that we're having, but I would love to see more flexibility, to be honest. But yeah, of course, they could also go the other way around and split it completely so that there's no argumentation process being done by players. So we can't take you, it's not so useful, and maybe they're strictly not allowed to do that by the encounter or raid forming system itself. But yeah, I'm really not a fan of restrictions. Let's call it that. Weak on 100%, strong at 50% or something. Maybe make Scholar have higher damage drop and have Sage have higher DPS output. Would make Sage basically mandatory after proc, but a possibility. Yeah, I think there are definitely ways and ideas to balance this out and to get this done, fix this system or anything like that. When it doesn't need to be fixed. It's perfectly fine the way it is, and I'm just excited to see more things coming up to the meta, and more jobs is always a fun thing to have. So yeah, what else do we have? We have content, right? Macy, what was the most hyped content part that has been announced for you personally?
Pandemonium.
Yeah, I think that's something I liked as well. Let's go to that. I think that actually was one of the first showcases here. Oh yeah, Final End. Ah yeah, by the way, I think that was something people were heavily speculating about. I think you have a clarification for that, right? So we're not talking about the end of Final Fantasy XIV, but we're talking about the end of the origin story arc that have been developed in 1.0 already, I think. There were Ascians as well, I guess.
So it's just the Hydaelyn Zodiac story that's finally coming to an end.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought we're getting more information about that in Shadowbringers.
Mm-hmm. But
as we see, we have to wait another add-on for that.
That's right. Yeah, I think they just started this by the explanation of Emmett Selk in this cavern, in this cave, whatever. temple, actually. I think it's a temple. Yeah, that was the only parts we got from explanation about Hydaelyn and Zodiac that seem to be primals, and the first primals ever. So yeah, for anybody of you who hasn't played Shadowbringers so far, please note that this, of course, contains spoilers to the actual storyline, and yeah, already is a kind of teaser for what's happening in 6.0, and I think you should play the story before getting into this. But of course, if you're interested in what's happening and you can rearrange your ideas and the whole storyline until that point, then it's perfectly fine to do that afterwards and after you've seen this live stream. Well, spoilers aren't that bad for you, okay? I think the time to start with Final Fantasy 14 again after your WoW addiction. Right, Senchu, that's actually my thing here. Right, I wanted to do some Bozja in the next week, but yeah, I'm still stuck on Shadowlands, to be honest. To be completely honest with you, but this really, yeah, has called me back, and I'm really hyped about this add-on. And I think comparing this to what I did in Shadowbringers, I think I will do this way more or less like a casual. There
will be definitely a new type of content for you, I guess, to explore.
Yeah,
we talked about that lately, and changes will come.
Okay. You think about PvP or something?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. That's always good to hear. The only thing that I read so far was that they want to have this more like 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3 arena style. So having not these convoluted BGs that are just kind of random and really not good for a beginner or if you want to start into this kind of content. So yeah, I would love to see more like small party setups, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3. Where I think in this situation we definitely need something like dampening, because if you ever played PvP, for the recent system, I think there's no way as a DPS job to kill a healer by yourself. There's no possibility to do that. So you definitely need dampening, or at least 2 people trying that, or any debuff or a buff to your DPS or something like that. Yeah, but let's talk about Pandemonium first, right? I think Sunrise over Realm Reborn. Okay, these are the... What is this, Macy? You know much better than I do. Sunrise over Realm Reborn, Cold Blue Sky, Black of Night, Crimson Twilight. That's new.
The timeline of the whole Zodiac and Hydaelyn story.
Ah, okay.
So it started all with Realm Reborn, and then Heavensward.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
It's kind of like the day and night cycle, if you look at it.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense. That's good.
So the Endwalker expansion will end the story.
Yeah.
And after that, a new story will begin, like they said. So that's a new dawn, if you look at it.
That's actually great, yeah.
It's really time for that, to be honest. It's been 10
you're right.
years now.
I remember that I told my wife that I'm a really big fan about all the Ascian plotting and about Zenos and that stuff. I have to admit I'm a big Zenos fan. I like his Final Fantasy-esque character. He's just a madman. He doesn't have this kind of round personality like Emmett Selk, and we don't have this much background for his motivations, of course. I think that's the problem for many people, but yeah, he's definitely one of the more Final Fantasy classical villains that actually just want chaos and destruction. But in a cool way, because he's actually a very philosophical person that claims some good things that make sense for our lives as well. So I think it's not a bad thing. I think Zenos is a cool character, but you're definitely right. It's time. It's about time that we have something new. I hope that we still don't lose all the beloved characters we have there. What do you think? Do they really want to start over from scratch or take over all the beloved characters we already established connections with?
So I don't think everyone we know is gonna die. The whole planet
Okay,
is gonna
that's
So-
good. Yeah,
I think they will be still around,
yeah. I hope so.
and we will still have our destination and then see. We're the science, right? So there's always something to do for us
Yeah, you're right.
and our companions.
Especially when we talk about stuff like when Sid orders us to gather around some supercomputers for him to establish the newest technology. That's something
We will-
only the
we will
Warrior of Light can
definitely
do,
see a
right?
New threat. So
Yeah. Or kill 10 of these mobs outside of Mordona, maybe. That's something, yeah, we are capable of doing. But yeah, you're right. I hope that we won't cut off all the connections to all the beloved science, especially when we, just right now started connection with new people that joined the science. So I'm looking forward to what happens after this whole story arc, and of course how it actually ends. Maybe we will die again. Could also be the case, I think. Square did that already. I think, by the way, I think I talked to my brother that I witnessed some very strange object in the sky I think it was in the central Querthus. Yeah, somewhere there was shooting. I was shooting the background for the Dragoon armor set for my recent video, and I just witnessed an object in the sky that looked like a moon or something. I have found out that this was already could already been seen in 2019 already, so it doesn't have anything to do with the new expansion. But I was still quite kind of surprised by this whole moon topic, and that definitely fitted to what I have seen there in Querthus. And I just texted my brother that, oh my god, are they doing it a second time? Do we get a second Realm Reborn? That would be awesome. I loved the idea of that. I have to be honest, I would love the idea. They just completely kill the game and make it even better again. That would be awesome. What do you think?
well, the trailer said the world's gonna burn, so
Absolutely.
we saw the map of Eosea burning.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is definitely something big coming.
That's right. Yeah, I think, and by the way, the calamity that caused the transition from 1.0 to 2.0, so Realm Reborn, that just didn't destroy the world completely. So we're actually seeing more destruction in this trailer already than we had from Bahamut inside of Dalamut. I don't know. Maybe we won't survive that as the Warrior of Light and be someone new, and we can do that. And all of us have to create new characters in the next expansion after Endwalker. That would be crazy, but I think also something that would really stand out on the MMO market so far. I think that would be something a very, very, very crazy way they could go with that direction. You thought it would be earlier, good, so you can play a bit other games before that. Yeah, it will be in fall, September, November. Okay, oh, that's quite late, later than expected. Yeah, I hope that they don't have, or they have content to fill that whole duration, because that's always a very struggle taking point of an MMO. Yeah, in the phase onto that spot, because we don't have any more Eden tier unless they throw out a Joker Eden 4 tier. I don't know, that would be crazy and would definitely kill all the scheduled stuff that they always have and the rails they always drive on. But that would definitely be a good thing to have, because I think now we're having February, and until September, which we think that could be the first possible date there. That's quite a long time. And we don't have Ultimate content, right, Macy?
There will be a new one. It's about the Dragon Song.
Yeah, about in
Probably
Endwalker, not
later.
in
Yes.
Shadowbringers. Yeah.
No.
That's the point. I think that's where the actual hardcore community, or the players that want to have more like raiding content, they're more focused on. And the case that they don't have this until the expansion is something that definitely creates this gap. This I hope they have some ways to fill that gap, or at least that people. I don't think it's a problem. I think the Shadowlands brought back so many players to World of Warcraft when BFA's final days really had one of the lowest points in subscription history, I think, in the whole World of Warcraft history, and Shadowlands just increased that by a lot again. And I think even if we're talking about this scenario for Final Fantasy, Endwalker will fix that, I guess, because of how good the launch of Shadowbringers had been, and I think that's the case. Did I already clear the Ultimate? No, I'm no expert on these kind of hardcore raids. I think I don't have the patience to sit myself into this raid and having fail after fail, getting the knowledge about the boss for each party member, and I think I just missed the patience, lacked the patience that I had earlier in my early days of gaming. Maybe in Endwalker, if they're introducing Thordan or anything that is connected to the Dragon Song War, which has been announced already. That is really an interesting part. I like this more than Alexander, for example, which I like design-wise. I played the normal version in Heavensward, but I think the Ultimate content with Thordan or anything Dragon Song related is more to my liking. What do you think, Macy? What do we get? Which fight do we get as Ultimate?
Well, that's a big mystery now, I guess.
That's a big mystery, okay. Nidhogg,
I'm
maybe.
still hoping for a Nidhogg and some dragons.
Yeah,
so mechanic-wise, it's a bit difficult. But it worked in UCOP as well, with just only dragons for the most part. So
yeah, that's
we'll
right.
see.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about that. Maybe this fight on the bridge, do you remember that? With this, I don't know the name, this very largely scaled dragon? That would be a crazy fight for Ultimate, right?
Firing harpoons and stuff. Oh god, Jesus.
Yes, with these harpoons and I remember that. That's crazy. He would only do that, fuck the other raids. We can show that. I think you actually didn't spell the word correctly, so YouTube is a bit too sensitive here. 70% of the Ultimate is done, so you're looking forward. Okay. With half the 48-man raid, that is not easy like I thought. Okay. I haven't done the 48-man raid yet, but I'm looking forward to do that. At least the first one. In Bosnia, maybe next week or something. You just absolutely love the concept art for dystopian Garlemald. Yeah. Let's go back, or let's go further into the presentation a bit. That's definitely part. Macy, by the way, did you do any of the 48-man raids already in Bosnia, or
the normal mode? I did, yes.
The normal mode. Okay.
Yes, but that's only 24 mana, if I remember correctly.
Ah, okay. So the Savage version is 48 man and the normal. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, what do we have? Even ever greater adventures await the Warrior of Light. Yeah, that's kind of, that can be said about everything, right? Even if you're logging in and checking the market board, it's always a great adventure there. What were the final days that brought the mighty ancients to their knees? To uncover myriad secrets of Hydaelyn, Zodiac, and deeper mysteries still, the Warrior of Light embarks on a journey to the moon, the long-awaited conclusion to the tale of gods light and dark. Okay, yeah, that's definitely describing what we're having, how we finish this complete arc of the Zodiac and Hydaelyn theme. Yeah.
That will take the Warrior of Light there to.
Let's see. Curiosa, burning questions remain. Absolutely. What brought about the final days? What became of Hydaelyn and Zodiac? What will be the Gallian Empire's fate? What is Zenos and Fandaniel's aim? Yeah, that is a good question, actually, because in the latest part of the MSQ, I didn't really know. I was really clueless about their intentions. That was really kind of a riddle. And Fandaniel seemed to actually just want to destroy everything. But I think he's not one of the special Ascian faction that doesn't want this whole plot that all other Ascians schemed. Just to have this destruction all over the world. I think that is something he doesn't want to reveal yet, I guess. What do you think?
Well, Fandaniel is a sadistic bastard, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's
absolutely. He's just like, I want to die, but I want to kill everything else on the way.
Okay.
Just because I'm bored. I don't know. I don't know his motives.
Yeah, but that's exactly what I thought about it. I think that's something we could understand at the first glance, but I think there's more to it. Even people think about Zenos, he just wants to have this challenge to the competition between him and the Warrior of Light, and I think there's more to it. There's just more motivation. Maybe in another timeline we have killed his mother or something like that unintentionally, or maybe his mother is Hydaelyn itself, and or maybe Minfilia, I don't know, and through our doings she's just now securing peace and protection to the first, and that's why he's so angry about us. It's just a vast speculation, of course, but yeah, maybe there is more to it. That's what I want to say. Even to Zenos' motivation, there should be more. I think Square, they're just so phenomenal at creating characters that actually have a background, having kind of motives that you really understand as a player, and especially as a player that fights him. I just want to remember that the final cutscene or the final fight against Emet-Selch in Shadowbringers, I guess there was no single player that sat there and didn't think, are we doing the right thing right now? Is that what is actually supposed to be done? What do you think, Macy? I think that's a natural thing that every player has experienced there, right?
It was a weird experience.
Yeah,
I
definitely
too thought I can understand his goings.
Yeah,
but it kind of felt wrong to beat him. But at the same time, he just didn't care about anything that came after.
That's right. We had to do it, kinda. We had no other chance. He didn't let us any chance to proceed onwards and defeat him in the way we did. I think that's what actually makes this story so great. It's not like this is an evil guy and we're the good guys and we have no other chance to just beat him because he just wants the pure destruction of the world and all that, and we want to protect our friends and family and whatever and the world. But yeah, it's more to it. There's more like our villains, our enemies. Yeah, they go through the same process. They want to protect their people. That's what Shadowbringers told us. Emet-Selch just wanted to protect his people, his citizen, his whole friends and family. So it was quite understandable that he did the things he did. But we were forced to beat him. So that's actually a tragedy a tragic Shakespearean storytelling, I think. And that's what I really like about Final Fantasy. It's really like you're doing or making decisions that you kind of had to do, and you don't feel wrong in doing them, but you have this really sour taste in it, and you really think, I'm not completely sure if that was the correct thing to do. And that went on in Heavensward, definitely, in Shadowbringers, of course, in Stormblood a bit. In Stormblood, I think, Zenos was just a madman that had to be kind of get rid of. So I think there was no real did we do the right thing decision there, but I think there will be more to Zenos' background and character development and Fandaniel as well. I hope so. I don't think they just stick back to this good and evil thing that works in Hollywood movies, but not in this awesome Shakespearean storytelling we know from Final Fantasy so far. I hope so, at least. Let me check your chat, by the way. I think you have answered everything here already. You have a theory. Yoshi-P said in an interview a while back that he would like people to experience a refresh. I have an itch that we may experience a reset, like last time ARR 2.0 would make sense too. Yeah, that's what I wanted to tell with that moon that I have witnessed in Coerthas. I would love to see this world burning again and make it better by this burn. That would be awesome. I think this game is at its pinnacle, to be honest. I think there wasn't any better point of it. That's my personal opinion. They made so much wonderful changes in Shadowbringers that kind of made convoluted systems, convoluted battle classes much more logical and much more straightforward to learn, actually. The last thing happened in 5.4 where they definitely made the monk working for me. I think that was the last thing that remained kind of problematic on the class design. So yeah, if they take that into a new game with maybe a reworked graphic or some aspects of the connectivity, the engine, I think that is the biggest problem. The engine has to be reworked, and I think they could do that by the resources and by the player base, whatever they established over time. If the engine gets a bit more fastened up, but also keeping that strategic element that we love about Final Fantasy XIV, I think that could be at this point, when they get to that point and have the server connectivity over all the realms and all the data centers, I think then this game could definitely become the absolute best on the market. Devastating World of Warcraft completely. That we never talk about this game anymore. What do you think, Macy? A second rework?
Well, I don't think they're gonna rebuild everything completely.
Yeah.
Because there's just too many old zones. And if everything burns and is destroyed, so we have to rebuild these cities like Limsa or...
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
That's a bit too much, I guess. But something's definitely coming that will be... that we will we will be reminded of the past.
Yeah.
But something will be different.
Yeah, I think I don't want them to rework everything. So that's something that people are kind of getting a misconception about. It's just like getting everything into a new shape. What actually went on with 1.0 was much more overhauled, much more really destroyed, because they actually started destroying what the creators, the designers did with all the graphical appearance and the towns and the areas. Everything has been changed to something new. And in this point, that hasn't... Yeah, that's not necessary at all, because people love the areas. People love the music. People love... Yeah, they actually love to get back into content that they did earlier. And I don't think that it's necessary to rework or overhaul the whole system that they love, that the players are really used to and they feel home at. They just need to put some of the standards to the next generation, I think. That's what can happen slowly, of course. They can just do that behind the scenes, so to say, so that we just wake up in the new expansion or after the expansion after Endwalker, and just get this graphical overhaul and all these new graphics, or maybe a much more smoother engine. I think a smoother engine overall, without changing the whole item system and everything, is something everybody would enjoy. What do you think? There is nothing bad about having a fresh engine that is much more reactive and smoother and anything like that. I think that's something nobody would disagree with. Or do you think there will be people
able to fix the server delay and stuff like that?
Yeah,
I will probably die 1,000 times in raid. More, just because I'm so used to this system now.
Yeah, but you would still think it's better, or I don't think that's a bad thing.
It would feel better, because obviously running out of a telegraphed AoE and then running back into the animation without getting hit feels a bit awkward.
Yeah.
But like I said, you're so used to it.
Definitely.
If it's gone, you will definitely die 10,000 times more.
Absolutely.
Just simply because you run into the telegraphed things, and you will get hit.
Yeah.
Where normally you would not. So
Elmia is telling people with microwave PCs would disagree. Yeah, of course. But that's what I meant. Just the engine. I think the engine is not something that is relevant to your PC setup or anything. It's just like, as long as you're having at least 1 Mbit per second up and download, it could handle the whole game, I think. But what Macy told us, I think we all had this problem, but every time we died in an AoE that we kind of scheduled working later on or faster or whatever, we would be happy dying because we think, oh yeah, it's much smoother now. At least we died in a smooth way. I think that's the case. So the world will burn out. They will reset like 1.0. Yeah, I think they don't want to do a whole rework, and I don't think that this world burning actually means that we get this catastrophe, this cataclysmic outcome of how the world will change. But actually what we're achieving, I think we're talking about that. We're talking about what we achieve as Warrior of Light in the expansion, that this will lead to something that is completely over exaggerating and creating something we don't know yet. I think that is what actually changes the whole face of Eorzea and the world.
Yeah, and we don't need a realm reborn. So
absolutely not. No. That's I just thought that it would be cool if they actually dare to do it. That would be like going balls to the walls. That's as a publisher and designer of a game, that would be a truly baller move, I think. And if they succeed in that, oh my god, they have my biggest respect for this. That would be awesome.
Let's just add time travel to the system and make everything worse, because time travel makes everything better. Not?
Yeah, okay, you're right. Time travel is difficult and dangerous. We experienced that in so many other Final Fantasies. With Nomura, I think he's one of the most defenders of time traveling in Square Enix. And I think not all of his perceptions of time traveling are good ones. But yeah, that's definitely another topic. Zenos considers us his friends. Yeah. Kind of as a rival, a friendly rival. But on the other hand, I think he would not waste a second to get the killing blow onto ourselves. I don't know. Would you think Zenos would be able to give us the handshake when Yeah, of course they don't have COVID in Eorzea, so handshake is perfectly fine there, I think. Would you think Zenos would give us this handshake? I don't know.
That's a difficult topic because
Yeah.
Zenos considers us as friend,
Yeah,
the only one he has. But for
That's
us,
right.
he's kind of the bad guy, and we don't really understand him. But he considers us as friends. So his only goal is just to fight with us. And
yeah. I think he's
having joy
not
about it.
stuck to any of these kind of the social aspects and elements we were used to in a society. I think he's just completely talking. He's actually talking to us with his blade and not by his words. But yeah, on the other hand, I think he loves himself to have these awesome speeches. I think the speech before Shinryu is actually one of the longest he ever has, and it's kind of more like a monologue. So I think he's one of the people that loves talking as well. Yeah.
He just enjoys the challenge with us.
Yeah, I think like they do have in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, they have these speech duels, and I think Zenos could offer that as well before fighting with the blade and physically. That would be something he would love. Yeah, maybe we'll have more like these tasks, or more like these chat windows where we can actually choose an answer to give to our enemies or anything. That would be awesome. Yeah, I think Zenos is misunderstood. Yeah, absolutely. I agree on that. Yeah, I hope that they really have something really outstanding that is hidden in his whole story arc of Zenos and Fandaniel. More Zenos, actually. My first speculation how the next expansion could look like, when we just finished the first main story of Shadowbringers, was that Zenos actually is kind of the uninvited guest in the next expansion. He's kind of coming out of surprise and conquering what we're actually fighting before him, and then he's becoming the real enemy, and then his story arc is being developed and being told to us, and at the end, when we finally face him, we have the same conclusion and the same moment like we had with Emmett Selk. Like, do we do the right thing, or is he's just a poor soul? And yeah, we actually don't release him. We are making it worse for him. And by defeating him, he never felt love or compassion in his life. So he's just a tragic ending swordsman. Yeah, I don't know. Zenos is the purest form of an SMT chaos character. Yeah. What I said, it's he's not too different from Sephiroth. Of course, Sephiroth had more like mom issues and kind of has been betrayed before he actually was born. So he has much better story arc yet, and until now. But I think they could create that for Zenos as well. It's not we don't actually have a single clue what happened in Zenos' childhood, or what happened to kind of his mother or whatever. I think there is a sort of you can find some info about his mother. At least you can find this online somewhere. Someone had some speculations running there, but something that had been presented in game is missing, and they can still do that. And I think he's just not the simple psychopath that at this point we think he is. But yeah, let's go back. So much for the villains that we have to face in the expansion. But yeah, of course, there's more. I really like that they have Alphino and Alize being featured in the trailer, because they were kind of missing on many trailers so far. I try to remember, were Alphino and Alize in the Shadowbringers trailer actually? No. What do you think, Macy?
I don't really remember the trailer, but they ended up in the first and had a big role there.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were a big part of the story
Yeah.
right from the beginning. But what I like about the trailer now is that Alice finally got new clothing.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like this twin thing.
She complained about that at the end of Shadowbringers.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, I think it's good that they really decided that even if they are twins, because of their being, Alice being a female character and Alphino being a male character, they definitely have different kind of characters. And apart from this, just for being female and male, they have different natures and different characters that they have been described in the latest patch again. I think Alice is more like the practical level year twin, and Alphino is more like the politician, theoretical person that wants to change the world with a pencil
one is
in
the
hand.
Muscle and the other is the brain.
Yeah, I think Alice still has this educational background, right? From Sharlayan, so she's definitely not having only muscles, but it's kind of broken down. That's what you said. She's the muscles and Alphino's the brain. Do you know what song is playing in the trailer by any chance? I think that's actually a new song that we don't know yet. It kind of sounds like some people pointed out that it really sounds like Nirvana or something that could Nirvana had been producing or anything. But I think it's definitely the Primals that produced the song. It sounds more like the Shadowbringers soundtrack that we had on the first teaser. I think we will get 3 teasers again. The teaser, then the extended teaser, and the full trailer. Where in the full trailer they changed the whole music. They had more this orchestral singing voice from I don't know if that's actually the singer for Answers and Dragon Song, but we had more like the female singer that was in focus, and not the Who Brings Shadow, which is the song for the teaser from Shadowbringers, I guess. But yeah, I like that they highlighted in the trailer so far. That's really a good thing here. Because it's, like Macy said, they had a really big role in Shadowbringers, but were never part of the trailer, which was kind of very strange a bit. But of course, that was also a surprise when we first met Alphino in, how's it called? Colusia, yeah. I think we wouldn't have expected Alphino as the first, but I think the Crystal Exarch told us that he's there, so yeah, it wasn't a surprise at all. Okay. Zenos is just gross. Okay. I love him. Look at this. He's just lovely. Yeah, I hope that he's getting a more highlighted background. A higher level cap. Something we would have expected, I guess. That's nothing that strikes us with surprise here. But yeah, we're having level 90. By the way, Macy, what do you think about the stat squish already? Do you think it's too early or
Look, everything will be adjusted, so we don't get that weaker, but just the numbers go down, like they did in WoW, for example, where it's just ridiculous how big numbers get. So if you deal, let's say, a attack with 50k damage, it's now at around 10k, they said.
Yeah.
But the enemy's HP gets adjusted as well, so just numbers get smaller.
Yeah, that's always good, I think. You're right. I think the first time in WoW, when they did that in WoW, was on Wallace of Draenor, if I'm not mistaken here. But to be honest, in Legion, they managed to do that even further. So they had 2 expansions where the whole item level squish and stat squish had been completely destroyed again. I don't know how they did that in WoW, but when I look up any Legion videos, they are running around with 6 million HP and more, and dealing like 2000k hits or 400k to 1 million k hits, which is insane. So I'm really always curious if the developer can construct these kind of item squishes and item stat squishes. But yeah, I think Square is more like the linear force to do it, and they will manage to do that, definitely. Yeah, massive new areas, by the way. What does that mean? That's something I don't have a single clue about. Do we get bigger world maps?
It's new. We will get some new regions.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, of course. I hope so.
And they look pretty different from what we know so far.
Yeah, I think different is not bad, because some people wish for that, having, I think, less areas, or yeah, because of this open world immersion that is better with new massive areas, I guess. But on the other hand, if you consider that with all the mechanics in game, like A ranks or this hunt stuff, that could be difficult on massive new areas, I guess, because you really have to spend 10 minutes to get to a certain mark or anything. That could be definitely a very difficult thing to achieve. But yeah, we will see how that turns out to be and what they have for us. They will always find a good balance between this, I think. Maybe they will split that with more Aetherites. That could be the case. Having more Aetherites, yeah, would still let this whole area feel more massive, while having the teleportation method to get to certain parts and spots of the map. That's something. Is it only me, or is Zenos narrating the trailer? People say it's Hades, but I'm on Zenos' side. I think it's actually Fandaniel. Macy, what do you think? It's Fandaniel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Fandaniel's voice actor in English is very similar to the one of Emmett Selk in some points, but Zenos is definitely different. I think Zenos' voice actor is one of the best in the whole game right now. What do you think about the voice actor, Macy? I love Zenos' voice actor. He's insane.
Me too, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Or do you play the game on Japanese?
No.
No, okay. Yeah, I think Japanese is wonderful. I heard that people like Estinian are great on Japanese, but the English crew for voice acting is phenomenal on Final Fantasy. So I don't have any problem with that. It's just awesome. So yeah, massive new areas. Rat's Hut. Okay, this is the new city, so this will be our pendant to Crystarium, Kugani, and Ishgard, I think.
No, it's the smaller one.
It's the smaller one, okay,
The
okay.
one they showed, the Radazhan, will be the smaller area. So
Yeah.
it's probably the Mordona or Yulmore or
okay.
Baldur's Reach
Yeah.
type of city, I guess. Because it has a Aetherite.
Okay, that makes sense, yeah.
But maybe not just one. But yeah, it's not that big. They said it's the smaller one of the two new.
Okay.
So probably like the end game city where you
have this traders
trading
and
your,
stuff,
like,
yeah.
tomes and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, where you stand the whole day and waiting for the weekly reset to hit and exchange all your tomestones and all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where all the traders lurk. Okay, yeah. I think Rat's Adhan is already in Final Fantasy XII, right?
We also have similarities from that in 14 now. For example, the oil.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
For the Zenith and Atma weapons.
Yeah.
So it's not that far away, I guess.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It really reminds me. I think. Do you remember the first kind of peak or the trailer, teaser, whatever that had been considered as the Final Fantasy 16 teaser, which turned out to not be it actually. But it definitely looked like a graphical design from Square Enix. There was some city like that really reminds me of this. I think that has this kind of standing up on the mountain kind of style. And very colored. And yeah, people are always telling that they want to have the houses on the outer sides. Yeah, that would be crazy to live on this. I have a kind of how's it called in English? Höhenangst, fear of heights. Actually, I think you know what I mean. I'm really feared at high mountains or high buildings, and that would be kill for me. I couldn't rest a single minute there. No way. But yeah, it's cool. A cool design at least. Ah yeah, here we get some pictures. Looks like in game it looks like a combination of what we have in Ul'dah, the resting areas in Ul'dah.
It will be a tropical oasis-like setting there, so it's probably not that far away from Thanalan.
Yeah, you're right. That makes sense.
Maybe it's an island on the east of Thanalan. I don't know.
Yeah,
we will see. We currently we don't have that much information in game right now.
That's right. I think they have
even Partner here.
Yeah,
but the art style is familiar to us.
Absolutely.
In like the clothing of Dancer and the Thavnair set and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's Dancer, right? That's what. Yeah. Now I remember. The Dancer set is Thavnair.
So that's definitely coming from there.
Yeah. I like the mountain or crystal figure or whatever this is in the background. That's cool. I like this. Okay, so what else do we have? Ooh, that's crazy. The Gallian Empire. Wow. They're completely destroying it. Damn it. I have to be honest, I haven't expected that. I have expected that we have this kind of a Gallian Empire being our enemy. But they just went over that. They just destroy the Gallian Empire by themselves. We don't have to do that, okay? I think that was our job.
Big tower in the back?
Yeah.
This has it looks like the Void Ark stuff that we talked about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the tower where Zenos sits and Nathaniel.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that's about.
Absolutely. Yeah, the towers that were found on the whole Eorzea world landscape, that I think they are connected to this.
Definitely. They're definitely connected.
Yeah, I think who says that? I think it's in Limsa we have this story with the goblins, and then we get this first glimpse of one of these towers. Somebody says that this is Gallian technology, but I don't think it's Gallian technology actually. I think it's more like this Markian Void Ark thing. At least from the graphical design, it looks way more like that and not so Gallian-like. Garlemald's restoration since Ishgard is done. Yeah, that's actually a good thing. Garlemald restoration. Yeah, I think there are people in there that lose their home. We cannot damn all the Gallian people and citizen for their kinda dominant leaders that want to conquer the world. So I think Garlemald restoration makes sense at this point. Didn't they talk about there being a civil war? Yeah, but let's be honest, that doesn't look like any civil war anymore. That's like somebody just one-shottedly decided this civil war with kinda technology that is way beyond whatever they can produce in Garlemald. So yeah, I think even if there is a civil war, it's decided with this kinda technology. Looks like HR Giga, absolutely. Non-existent, you're right. That's definitely this alien style design, you're right. That's definitely looking like HR Giga. But yeah, you're right, this whole Void Ark design is definitely familiar to the alien design and yeah, maybe we'll get more of that because we're actually taking this journey to the moon. So maybe they're aliens as well. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's really dark. That's how Diablo 3 should have looked like, right? Yeah, I like that. But from its graphical design, it really looks like they haven't done this in a whole rendering process yet. It looks,
all of the screenshots from the new zones look kind of blurry.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But they're probably concept arts for the most part, so...
Yeah, yeah. Fallout Garlemald, yeah. That's right. That makes sense. Yoshi jokingly hinted that one of the tribes will be on the moon. Okay. New tribes. Yeah, here we go. The Arka, Sodara, Matanga. These are the elephants, right? I remember Matanga.
Yeah, from the Azim step.
Ah, yeah, right.
Some of them.
Right. Yeah. Macy, I was completely sure that you are the man to have this talk with. Exactly.
So blue elephants.
Yeah, blue elephants. New threats. Okay, anima. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know. I think that could be a trial. Maybe if they continue on this idea of having these primals as trials and trial challenges, that looks awesome. I like anima. That was definitely one of my favorite summons back in Final Fantasy X.
I got a feeling that the anima is tied to Nathaniel.
Oh,
in some way.
Yes.
It also would fit from the art style right in this direction. So it's probably... I don't think it's the last boss of the expansion, but it's probably like Titania or something, like the first real big boss in the expansion.
Yeah, maybe if we go back into the idea of anima, who has been kind of a human being. For those that haven't played Final Fantasy X, please shut your ears right now. Anima is a human that is being transformed into a primal. So sort of like this Shiva thing we already had in Heavensward. Maybe that is the same thing, but with an Ascian. That would be awesome, right? So it's actually Fandaniel, maybe a primal that... Oh, by the way, not Shiva. Yeah, that actually happens in Shadowbringers with Zodiac. So he's maybe a lesser Zodiac, so to say, being sort of this anima vessel for anima and being transformed into this primal. That would be awesome, I think. But of course, yeah, just this cool Final Fantasy X appearance would be awesome as well. Oh my god. Okay, non-existence, you're really right. This looks a lot like HR Giga. That's really alien. That's one-to-one alien there. Oh my god. What is this? That looks crazy. The horror dungeon, yeah. Was that the thing that Estinian battled in Shadowbringers and Anima? No. Oh my god, that's cool. That's really cool. This looks like Void Ark, but more evil. More corrupted, I think. Corrupted or
I'm
more...
curious about this dungeon. Reminds me of the Void Ark and stuff. I like this art style very much.
Macy, do you know the game Grandia? On PS1? The first Grandia?
Yeah.
That really looks like Grandia. The final boss stage or the final level. I think they had this kind of constructions, these buildings that kind of had this own biosystem. They seem to be living. And yeah, of course, alien. Yeah. HR Giga is definitely present here. Some like to see the world burn. Yeah, indeed. It was Ultima, yeah, not Anima. That's right. Anima is from Final Fantasy X, and it's definitely what the art is already telling. This imprisoned being in the... I think it's kind of a corpus. Yeah, we'll see. With chains, definitely.
The nice thing about the anima is that the original art director that made the Final Fantasy X anima is the same one that's doing the remodeling of it.
Oh, cool. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I like... I think some of the Final Fantasy X designs are kind of very, very colorful and very Japanese-like. But on the other hand, some other parts of the game are really dark and really bleak. I think they really get this cool... Yeah, the scene and the vision of Final Fantasy X has really been a very strong one, to be honest. I really felt very heavily immersed in that game. So, yeah, I think they know how to do this Final Fantasy stuff. Final Fantasy X is one of my absolute favorites, so yeah, whatever happens that is in connection to Final Fantasy X, go for it. I love it. Okay, that looks really like an advanced space yard or anything like that. Reminds me of what we have seen about the Guardian technology when they launched the Ruby weapon, the facility in which they had been doing this. This kind of looks like that. I think this should definitely be Guardian technology or something.
I think that's probably in Garlemald this time.
Yeah. Maybe the launch base to the moon. Yeah, they somehow they have to launch there as well with their new battleship. That doesn't look like Guardian technology actually, but maybe even if that's not Guardian technology, they need to somewhere launch it to start it. I don't know. I'm really not experienced on these kind of spacecraft expeditions. A train depot. The train graveyard from Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, it looks like trains, you're right. You're right. But this one, and these high tubes and this highly scaled thing, that doesn't look like a train station by itself. I'm not sure. The background just reminds me of something like a spaceship is launching, a space rocket. Typical Detroit train station. Okay. Do train stations in Detroit look like that? Oh my god. What the heck? I think here in Cologne, it looks kind of different. Okay. So it could be a train station. New high-end rate. Ah yeah, here we go. Pandemonium. Okay, and how did you get the information that this is kind of featuring La Habrea?
Well, if you look at the mask...
Yeah.
All Ashians have different masks, right? So
right.
This one is pretty familiar. It reminds me a lot of La Habrea.
It could also be Fandaniel. Yeah, but you're right. Fandaniel is more... The cloak is actually not Fandaniel. Fandaniel has a more red cloak, and I think the cloak from Fandaniel is not so closed as the one from La Habrea. Yeah, you're right. Could be La Habrea. Or maybe... Yeah, it could actually be anyone, because anyone except Fandaniel is dead right now, so we can see a resurrection of anyone. But yeah, you're right. The best bet would be La Habrea because of the mask, maybe.
Yeah, and like Sir Buff in chat says, in the announcement they said it looks like Lahi.
Okay.
So that's a big hint.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a confirmation. Your boy La Habrea will finally whoop our asses like he was supposed to. Okay. Yeah, I think that is something I always wanted in Heavensward, that they kind of, yeah, missed out the opportunity to do, because I loved La Habrea. He's actually one of the better Ascians. Not as strong as Emmett Selk, for example, but still stronger than we have going on with Fandaniel so far. Pandemonium is kind of very, very basic at the moment.
If the whole raid setting is about Ashians and stuff, and anything similar to the Hades fight and stuff like that,
Yeah,
I'm so into it.
absolutely.
I really love this.
Yeah. Time for La Hebrea to die in 10 seconds again. Yeah, you're right. That's actually what always happens in the Duty Roulette main scenario quest, Duty Roulette Netflix. A new raid in Cape Westwind. Yeah. That's right. New Alliance raid. Okay. These are just the ones that we already had.
There's not really information about the...
Okay, yeah, maybe they actually don't have anything at all at the moment. Because I think the new Alliance raids always be launched a bit later on, I guess. Not directly. What is this shirt? That's crazy, by the way. Neighborhood? And what is it saying? The filth and the fury? I'll be here if you need me. Ah, okay. Okay. Because yeah, I think on these announcements, the shirts are always kinda revealing, right? Could be Necromancer. It's a hype beast shirt, okay. I'll be here if you need me. You're right, it could be a hint to a Necromancer, right? And like Larry had said in this last 6.0 speculations video, there will be no Necromancer, definitely. What they're actually saying, yeah, please look forward to it. Yeah, it could be something like that. Maybe not Necromancer by its description, but something in that direction. Yeah, okay, here, that's what you meant. New small-scale PvP mode. Did they say anything about which scale?
Not really.
Okay, so we can expect something like 2v2 and 3v3.
But that would be great if it's not like the feast. So more like a arena type of thing. Like 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4.
Yeah.
That would be pretty interesting. And also they mentioned that it should not be a big of a deal what role you play in PvP. So, for example, going for a healer as melee DPS could go a different way than it is now.
Wow. Okay, that's really not Final Fantasy like, Square Enix like in their design aspects and philosophy. That's great because, yeah, right now I'm playing on my highest rating with a Prot Paladin in World of Warcraft, and that is something that wouldn't be possible for Final Fantasy because they restrict all these contents and all the encounters that you can take part in. And that's always what I liked about World of Warcraft, that you're really free in making your decision and really can choose whatever you want to try out as long as it's working. And that would be something great. I always want to see that they're having not these really restricted boundaries for any content. That's great. They said there won't be role restrictions. Yeah, what Macy said. That would be awesome. It used to be a 4 versus 4 arena PvP before the feast. They renamed it to the Fold and then deleted it completely. I remember that we had 4 versus 4 feast, right? In Heavensward? Or is it still playable? I don't know. I haven't joined a PvP game.
Feast is still active.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I think 4 versus 4 is already problematic. I think 3 versus 3 is the sweet spot. Because of, yeah, you need 2 DPS or a DPS and a tank to at least counter that healer. Otherwise, if you have played this at least once, you know, if the healer knows what to do, you cannot kill the healer as alone. No way to do that. No way. This map is used for half of the Novus now. Okay. Yeah, at least they take their content into some new use. Yeah, non-existence, you're right. I don't use that mask carnival thing. The mask there. That's Another topic. Remove healing from PvP, fixed. Could be a way to fix it, actually, that's right. But it's also making it more simple. That's always the downside here, so I'm not sure if that is what we're expecting and want to see there. Okay, they actually talked a lot about it, like I get from the announcement here. New side quest, role quest, craft and gatherer quests. Okay, do you know what that means? Do they have this style of Shadowbringers that you have one
exactly.
quest, or?
But the new way is there will be 5 role quests instead of 4 right now. Because they kind of splitting the range role quests into physical range and...
Okay, that's great. That's cool.
But the overall style is pretty much the same. So no job-specific quests.
Yeah.
Just like the Shadowbringers, it's just role quests now.
Yeah, what I really liked about that job system or job quest system in Shadowbringers is that you were not required to do these quests. You just needed to do that if you want to get this glamour, and maybe at the start you were required to do that to get started into content with these gear because of the item level, but at later points of the expansion you actually don't need to do these quests. So I always like when they split and not push their story onto players, because I know it's not for everybody. Not every player wants to have this very long and very heavy storytelling being put onto them before actually participating in content. So it's always great to see that they find out new methods and ways to split this kind of, because you will never have a good feedback from people that are really not interested in your story. And I think if you cater your content to the target group, for that it's actually done. Yeah, I think that's a better way of doing and creating content.
It's just easier, the role quests overall, because you don't have to do like 17 job quests at once if you level everything. Right. But also, I kind of like the old system more, where you have for every job specific quest line.
Yeah.
That connects you more with the job. I kind of like that more.
Yeah, I do as well. For me personally, I think it's a good thing, and the job quests were really great, especially Stormblood. They had a good ending to many jobs. Even in Heavensward, they had already great storytelling. The Dark Knight job quest was phenomenal. I think that was actually one of the best side quests I ever played, apart from these Moogle stuff. That was kind of crazy. But
slaying Moogles, that was waited for.
Yeah, it was funny still, so I could accept that. But everything afterwards was really, really intense, and I have to say that for a side quest, that was really a brilliant storytelling. So I for my purpose, I think it's bad that they don't invest too much time into this kind of side quest development. But on the other hand, Shadowbringers was the best storytelling I ever experienced in any online game. Any online game. Not MMO specific, but any game that you play with other players together. So any... Yeah, MMO, not MMORPG, but that was the best I ever experienced. And if they focus on this kind of storytelling, and I think if they find a way to not make it mandatory for players to enjoy endgame content when they are really not interested in content or in storytelling content, then they have reached their pinnacle. Because it doesn't provide any fun to people. They're just constantly skipping story content. I know from my perspective, they are just missing out a very large spot of quality of this game, of course. But I can understand when they're not interested, like I am, for example, in World of Warcraft. I don't care about some Covenant stories right now. If I played Revendreth or Bastion or whatever, they're okay. They don't change the whole face of the world for me. But yeah, I'm not interested in actually hearing what was happening in Maldraxxus, for example. I don't care right now. I just want to play my character because I want to have this character geared up in PvP to play PvP, because I don't care about PvE in WoW. Yeah, and I think there are people that are way more hardcore on this than I am, so they will just ignore everything that has to be done in storytelling and play other games for that. For example, any single-player game, Cyberpunk or Witcher or old Final Fantasies, whatever. Yeah, and I think if they get this point and achieve that, the whole split to this topic, they have written history. No, I don't know. That's I still don't have any problem with their philosophy that they just tell people, okay, we have the best story out there, in your face. It's okay. It's the best, so why not just in your face? And then you can still skip everything. So I don't know. It's not the worst thing here, and I still hope that they think about the starting of the game, because that is one of the main drawbacks from new players to get involved. They want to play with friends. People are requesting, come on, let's play Final Fantasy together. Let's do this, let's do that. And you always have to remind your friends that, but yeah, before that, you have to play 1 month of story and leveling. And yeah, you can't just play tomorrow together. It's just go there, do the story, and enjoy. And if they don't enjoy, it's getting problematic.
That's the difference from Final Fantasy XIV to WoW, for example. Final Fantasy XIV is still a Final Fantasy first and then MMO second.
Yes.
But
That's
a lot
right.
of people don't really remind themselves of.
Yeah, but I completely get to the point that on many aspects and many times they want to become a true and natural MMORPG on the market, and they want to compete against WoW. And we have to be fair and we have to be honest. To achieve that, they have to change certain things, because the MMORPG community is different. They have different needs, and I think it's not impossible to combine this. So as soon as they achieve this combination, this kind of unrestricted gameplay, while still providing the story and still letting it happen for people that enjoy it, then this will be the best experience that any player can have in a game. Because the leveling process and that stuff is still perfectly fine. I would love to play this whole story and completely get rid of it out of my mind, so that I can re-enjoy it from a whole, and I would spend 2 or 3 months to do that instead of leveling multiple characters in WoW. So yeah, if you're at the point and you just let yourself down to it and enjoy it, then it's the best experience you can have. And then you really get involved with the world. You're absolutely right. It's Final Fantasy first and MMORPG second. But if that fails on people, I think it's wrong to say that go out, leave the game. You're not, you don't belong here. I think that's the wrong point of view that some people have here. And they are definitely lacking some quality this game provides, but on the other hand, you can't force them to enjoy what they don't enjoy, right? I don't know. That's my point. Okay, let's continue. ARR was just slow. Yeah, I think that's right. They still need to work on ARR, especially on what the combat system development is happening. That is actually more important than I think the convoluted storytelling there, because they really have to make it fresh and appealing to players that start and think, oh, this combat system doesn't look too bad. It's not as slow as people think it is or claim to be.
Pretty difficult. If you think back of the Shadowlands, for example, when it launched first,
Yeah.
where you go to a BFA dungeon with level 10 or something and have like 3 abilities. It feels kind of weird.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And we have to be honest, in WoW they changed that, they fixed that, they worked on this hard. Because when you played the classical vanilla first 10 levels, it was kind of the same thing. You just did that and you learned spell after 2 levels and they actually, yeah, you couldn't use them. But now you're really, I think in 2 hours or 3 hours, you're actually in a kind of combat system for each job. And that's what I wish for Final Fantasy XIV as well, that you kind of get the feeling that, okay, we have 10 o'clock, we're just starting this game, we're enjoying it, and I think when I go to bed on 1 a.m., I actually want to think about in when I lay myself to bed, what happened there and what my character is doing right now, what he's capable of doing. And in Final Fantasy now it's still the case that, yeah, okay, I get this dot on 14 as Bard. I don't know, I get this blood letter that is kind of off global cooldown. I don't know what this is actually doing, but it looks interesting at least. Okay, and that's what I just want them to have, more like this Heavensward style combat system being pushed up much earlier, so that you have access to this combat system way earlier. Yeah. But you wish they deleted the banquet quests. Okay. I'm not too unsatisfied with this. I like the story of Realm Reborn a lot, I guess. I was really involved in the story when I played this for the first time. Oh yeah, but let's start with Endwalker, right? We don't want to talk about what needs to be fixed for the whole game itself, when it's actually a good time to talk about it. But yeah, this time we're trying to highlight these new changes, new gear and recipes that actually look more classical. I think left and right we have crafter recipes and gear. That looks kind of cool, I think. That's the manliest crafter set I've ever seen here, I think. And Jeff, you're right. I'm sorry. It's a dress-up game first, and then Final Fantasy, and then an MMORPG. You're right. That's right. As someone's coming to 14, the starting few, like 60 levels class, are pretty bad. The lack of OGCDs drags the player experience hard. Yeah. WoW did work on it, but they fixed it by basically making the leveling experience an ARPG MMO. WoW feels more like Diablo every patch. Yeah, you're right. That's something you're right, but I think Diablo's leveling experience is actually great. Not to tell anything about the endgame, that's quite another topic right now. And something we don't want to expand any further, but the leveling experience from Diablo, I was never... Yeah, I always enjoyed that. I just always thought that leveling in Diablo is fun. What do you think, Macy? You played Diablo 3?
Yeah. It's pretty fun, yeah.
Yeah, I think I never came to the point that, oh no, I need 10 more levels until it gets getting fun or any enjoyable. I think the leveling is good in that point, in that direction. You're a bit disappointed they're doing another melee DPS, just want another caster DPS. Yeah, we all would love to see a third job being introduced, but that was actually what I expected. I expected, because of COVID-19 and all the delay stuff, and they have limited powers, manpower especially as well. Yeah, they can't do that. They can't achieve that. So it's definitely understandable to have only 2 jobs. They had to do a healer. That's what people requested. If they didn't provide a healer, I think people were going crazy and mad. So yeah, that was the first thing. They had to make sure that the healer is there. And I think melee is kind of the next obvious idea. Maybe we will get these judges. A 2-handed sword melee that is actually a DPS instead of a tank. That was a great thing, I would say there. Trust system update. Okay. I think they make it a bit more flexible or a bit more up to date.
It's a new companion coming for the trust.
Yeah, Estinian, right?
Yeah, and I'm curious how he gets to us, because he's more like a lone wolf type of guy.
You're right.
So he'll end up in the Scions we will see at patch 5.5, I guess they said.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
And also, what I heard out of the announcement is that they will be. I kind of think like the trust system will get expanded a bit. Like, for example, being able to do the normal mode trials from story, I guess, maybe with trust system would be nice.
Yeah.
Kind of wishful thinking, I guess. But just be able to do the dungeons for the first time with the trust system is a nice way for people like working all day and then playing at times where no one is pretty active.
Yeah. That's something I wanted to say about Bosnia as well, and I think many players have got a critique about and some bad feedback because they actually kind of have this split decision making sometimes. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's not. So I'm really not sure. If Square's taking the route of being a casual, or taking the route of or highlighting this casual playstyle, or going into another direction and trying to emphasize, okay, guys, play this game actually, play it more frequently, spend some more hours, and or if they want to go the route, you actually can take your time out of the game and enjoy it whenever it's there.
Well, just being able to do this on your own with the trust system, it's pretty useful for people that come late to the party, I say. Just when everyone is done with the add-on and you just started the game, no one will be doing this and this trial or this dungeon where you have pretty long queue times, especially as DPS. So it's a pretty nice option to just have it. You know?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I think about it. It's a good way to help people making the decision. Like it is in Shadowbringers already, they can join a group, they can participate in content when they like, and when it's more enjoyable with a party because you have this benefit of being a party. But if you don't have the time, if you want to be on your own and chill, I don't know, then just join your trust party and go through it with that. I think it's a good way of having the decision. Like I like to let people have a decision there. Can you hear me again? Sorry. Yeah, my wife just came in, and I just need to inform her that I'm live, and that she just doesn't run into the camera without knowing. Okay, yeah, what were you talking about, Macy? Trust system. Here we go. Trust system is something we like, and of course we like when it's being advanced and extended, and yeah. Estinian is a cool addition to this, I think. We all love Estinian, right? Okay, what do we have next here? Goat Saucer update. What can you tell us about this, Macy?
They're not putting out that much information. They're just saying something bigger is coming, and people were speculating that it's Blitzball or something like that.
Ah, okay.
But they managed to put the whole majority, the whole of Mahjong into the game, so they're able to put something bigger and full-sized into the game.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it will be, and they're not really telling us anything about that.
Yeah, maybe they're not sure by themselves if that's actually hitting up a good spot or not. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
We had something different in mind, but people want Blitzball. What do we do now?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Blitzball would be awesome, I think. Blitzball, especially when you could play this with other players. Maybe making this MMO feature a feature and not something that you can relate to and play it on its own surface. Maybe that would be great. They made a joke about adding Fall Guys. Okay, okay. I haven't played Fall Guys yet, but it looks like it's a fun game. So yeah, maybe why not?
It's kind of like a Takeshi's Castle approach.
Yeah, I that was the thing that came to my mind when I looked at some streamers doing Fall Guys. Okay, yeah. What is the Island Sanctuary? That I don't have a single clue about this, Macy. What can you tell us about this kind of topic?
Is it something like being able to pet your minions and stuff like that? So it's, I don't know, building your own little farm or something.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe. Yeah, that looks kind of crazy. Animal Crossing?
Like that. Or Harvest Moon Simulator.
Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV New Horizons. That's great. I think my wife would love that. She's a big fan of Animal Crossing New Horizons, and maybe having this in Final Fantasy as well. Why not? It's. I think it's an enjoyable game so far. If that is, of course, not consuming the other content that people are expecting. And oh, he's smiling. Maybe he's already enjoying this kind of New Horizons style Final Fantasy. You'll also have to do some crafting stuff to do there. Okay. I have seen that Ash Tennis already having a video out that about this, and Zane Lionheart, that is another YouTuber. If you don't know him, check him out. He's really good in all these crafting things, and he has come to a good gil, I think, as well, like I have. Even more, I think he went over my gil cap so far. But he told us that, or he told in his video that it's already being announced that it's more difficult with crafting recipes again.
Yeah, so real crafters and expert crafters will definitely be different than just your average casual crafter, like I am, for example.
Okay, that's good.
Where you really have to know what you're doing and not just spam macro 10 times.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what many people have requested, that actually this kind of crafting gets a bit more value, and you have to get this. Yeah, that not everybody can do this smoothly and without any effort, and has to really think of it again. I think that's a good idea. Making crafting systems too easy is difficult because it can really crush your market system, and that's actually what Shadowbringers taught us here. It definitely, the market has been convoluted with supply, and the demand is definitely not as high as it has been in Stormblood or anything, where I could easily just get 1 billion by just making these fighter sets, and yeah, I can't do that now. I can't get and reach this billion. That's way above that. So yeah, crafting is more like the expert stuff. Battle system adjustments, I guess they haven't announced anything in particular, right?
They just mentioned the downscaling values we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that's something I was...
maximum HP and damage numbers, etc.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense, because, yeah,
'Cause,
I don't know how it's calculated by the engine or by the servers. But I think Blizzard already told that, yeah, downscaling these numbers and values makes sense because that, yeah, causes less hardware that needs to drive this and all that stuff. So I think
imagine
it's
the battle scrolling text, like having 10 million
Yeah.
numbers on your screen is ridiculous. And they mentioned the highest HP pool for boss in patch 5.5 is 440 million HP.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's the Alliance raid boss, just simply because we have 24 men to fight it.
Yeah.
And it's pretty high, so, but it's ridiculous nonetheless. So
Yeah, I have experienced Legion, so that's not even as any close to being ridiculous to that value what we had in Legion.
that's like doing 2 million,
Yeah.
2 million damage points.
I remember that a monk just in open PvP just one-shotted me with a 3 million strike of the Windlord. So yeah, I think if a player actually has the same HP bar like a Savage boss, we're not anywhere close to what WoW had to face there with these numeric values in Legion still. But yeah, it's always a good thing if they squish this. I think you can squish too early, right? If they do it properly and the balancing doesn't suffer from that, why not doing this early on and, yeah, making it clean before it actually is getting worse. Okay, so, yeah, someone is telling, Sir Buff's telling, it's final farm with 14, you plant stuff and can sell on market later. It's what Yoshi said. Okay, so that sounds like you are actually gathering, but without moving around, you're planting something and gathering your fruits and ripes from this. And as I have really made a lot of gold in Warlords of Draenor with my garrison, I think that sounds a lot like the garrison in Warlords of Draenor. Without, yeah, not devaluating any effort they spent here or in WoW, it really reminds me of the garrison system because of...
pretty nice for people who don't have a free company house or a own small house.
Yeah.
To be able to plant something.
Yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, I think that's good. I always thought about this. Yeah, as a good adjustment to this because I actually like the garrison. It's a cool thing because I made so much gold there, and at the point when I had this gold, they came up with the idea of this WoW coin that you can actually buy for gold. And at this point, I was truly excited because of, oh my god, I can just buy my whole lifetime of World of Warcraft subscription with that. And that's all because of the garrison. And I think it's the system itself, the idea behind it, it's not too bad. I think I could see this in Final Fantasy as well, especially because Final Fantasy system is more like a they started with having a higher focus on the market board directly when the game launched. I think yeah, this is definitely a better way of getting into market systems than, yeah, requirement to be crafter on high gear, high experience and all that stuff. If you have something on your own farm that you can get there, yeah, I think it's a good thing. But we'll see. Reasons for downscaling. Yeah, we talked about that. Causing overflow resulting in bugs. That's what I said about the server. I have no clue about this, but yeah, if they tell us here. The highest HP pool for boss in patch 5.5 was... okay, yo, that's kind of a big number, but I think nothing anywhere close to what dungeon or raid bosses had in Legion. Yeah, when a player has 6 million and you're dealing from 1 to 3 million at least with single attacks, I think we're talking about way beyond the billion scale, way beyond that. I don't know. I'm not good at calculation right now. But yeah. Yeah, Diogo, it's right. I think it's not a big number actually, but it's good that they have this downscaling early on. and it doesn't hurt the game as long as they're balancing it properly. In WoW, they had some issues with that, so I hope we can avoid having issues with the downscaling here. But I think they will do their job, like always. I have faith and trust in Square, especially the team Yoshi-P that is doing a phenomenal job in all these expansions so far. And int can hold 2.1 bill. Ah, okay. Programmatically speaking, that's the right word. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's right, but maybe they run on old server blades and have some issues with that, or in the amount of instance servers that is convoluting the system, the engine. I don't know.
The only downside with the downscaling is the old content stuff.
Yeah,
will be pretty difficult to do because the scaling does not work that great.
Yeah,
so
that's what they had
unsynced
in WoW as well.
Will be difficult.
Yeah, the syncing is the problem. That's right. Removing belts, of course. Yeah. We don't need belts when they're actually not there.
They mentioned they have no physical appearance, so you don't see what belt you have equipped.
Ah,
so
okay.
It doesn't add to glamour or something.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
Rid of it. Like people were like, we don't need 2 rings and stuff like that, but you can actually see both of the rings, so they're keeping it.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I think you can see earrings, necklace, rings.
The equipment process a bit faster, I guess, when they do not think of the amount of tomes you need for certain gear pieces, etc.
Yeah. Yeah, removing convoluted systems is always great.
Either faster gearing up, or you just need more tomes for a certain piece of gear.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think having less currency to spend on gear is always a good thing. I always appreciate that and always looking forward to it. And yeah, the second thing that I already noticed is that they add these armory slots from the belt to your main weapon and your offhand weapon. So that's actually a good thing. Will be given to Calamity soldiers for safekeeping. Yeah, and I would love to see more slots being introduced in the expansion to all kind of armory slots here. But at least we're getting some more for the weapons. I think that was definitely necessary because weapons are not shared among certain jobs or roles, because every job has one weapon, and then you have crafters and gatherers as well. So actually, if you have leveled up crafters, gatherers, and the fighting jobs all together, you were really limited here.
And also 2 new jobs coming, so
yeah, that's it. I think you actually don't have the space to have it all leveled up max. Yeah, so it's good that we have these belt slots being put to main hand and offhand weapon slots as well. If Final Fantasy 11 can go this long and still have a sub, I think 14 is good for the foreseeable future. Yeah. You want infinite slots on armory. Yeah, that's something I think we all would wish for, but yeah, they have their limited server capacity as well, and we can't overstretch this too heavily, so I guess that's yeah, kinda understandable.
The only reason to beat this slot problem is just by adding a system like in WoW, where you have a catalog or something where your gear is stored. Well, but not the actual gear, but
yeah,
for example,
yeah,
having a blueprint of certain pieces of gear just is enough.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly what I think. That's the best idea of this.
Physically have Alexander gear, for example.
Yeah,
Just
you're right.
I want to glamour it from time to time.
Yeah, I think in WoW, when I remember correctly, they started doing this kind of transmogrification system by storing your certain gear that you want to glamour, and then you don't want to have physically in your inventory or anything. And then they just switched the whole system to this way better system when you just one time you looted this item, you have it. You can glamour it whenever you want. This is way more straightforward than anything else, and I hope that in the future we will get to this point, because to be honest, it's just better. It's just a better system. I hate to admit it, but that transmogrification system is just better in the way they have it now.
Just a small margin of gold spent or something like that, or items exchange for glamour in NPC or something like that. But the whole keeping stuff and don't throw anything away, store it somewhere else is ridiculous.
Yeah, my 2 retainers are completely stacked
half
with
of the stuff
trash.
You can't just put it in there. Like,
yeah.
I have like the whole wie heißt das schnell?
Armory?
Yeah. It's full of crafter gear, the emerald weapons. Now I'm starting with the tombstone weapons and stuff like that. And all of my 18 relics are stored in the saddlebag. Still having the old relics somewhere on my retainer, because I just can't put them in the glamour dresser. I don't throw them away.
Yeah, you're right. That's crazy.
Just a problem.
I think the glamour dresser and these glamour plates, that had been a good idea and a step forward, of course, before we really had to physically just glamour everything, and that was bad, to be honest. We enjoyed this because the glamour actually makes sense, and we can all have this on one character compared to WoW. But when you really nail this down to the point, which system is way more straightforward to manage, it's definitely what WoW has there. Yeah, by facts. That's no rant against Final Fantasy. I think they can just copy that. Take this system, copy it, and we all are just so, happy about this, because it's, for the player, it's way more easy just to having this virtual ID of the item and not the physical item with you all the time, that you can just switch. And then you can just take the gear that you're actually using in your armory or whatever else is there and use this for doing content. And glamour is just a different thing. Yeah, like Macy said, you don't have to wear around these ruby weapons, for example, or emerald weapons because you want to make a glamour out of it. Yeah. Some people mentioned that it would be nice if we got a glossary for monsters. What do you think? A glossary for monsters? I'm not sure what you mean. You mean this kind of adventure book style that you can see where every mob is, or every monster is, or just the animated thing there?
Just like a book where a list of all enemies you've defeated.
Ah, yeah.
Would be nice, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So like an achievement.
It's not the first time we got something like this.
A Pokédex. Okay. Yeah.
Kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That.
A nice addition.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
You get something similar from the fish, I guess, from the fishing book.
Okay. Yeah, I think they're capable of doing that. It's just the effort they spend and time they have.
What would be a nice addition to this would be writing the locations of certain mobs into this kind of book.
Yeah.
So if you remember, like, where did I fought this and this mob, and like if you specifically want to farm something like horns from this and that,
you can write down where was the
dragon. You can just look up in your book and see where this dragon, for example, is located.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good point. yeah, when it comes to quality of life changes, there is so much space for improvement still. I have to say, but as long as they're doing stuff, and as long as with each expansion we kind of have the feeling of, wow, this had to be overthrown or it had to be made better since 2.0 or anything, that's a good thing. And if we have this feeling, it's always a satisfying moment when you get new stuff done, new quality of life changes happening, and we're really enjoying them a lot. So yeah, I think we will always have quality of life changes and also have this in the new expansion. Like we didn't speak about the data center, right? So
yeah, but it's basically server hopping, but with more restrictions.
Okay. So you can hop from data center to data center?
Yeah, but it's not just like go to an Etherite and just swap data center and
yeah,
instantly you're on a different data center. So they just need to restrict it more, because imagine the market board and stuff like that
will
of course be crushed.
That's right.
If they just open up the same system like they did in the normal data center, normal server hopping thing, would be a bad idea. But it would be nice if you had just like different restrictions, like going to a wedding, for example, or something like that. That's not possible yet. And
yeah,
I don't understand why. Because you just can go on a different server. You can go shopping there on the market board. You can
that's right,
parties and do fates and stuff like that with your friends, but you cannot participate on weddings, for example.
Yeah, I think
but it still is an instanced thing as well, like dungeons and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I don't really know why that's not.
I think that's they maybe want to stand out in a new system or in a different system. Then they maybe get accused for just copying what WoW did there with this freely transitioning between all the stuff that you do in content and instanced areas, and you can participate with anybody that is actually just your faction. So right now in WoW, any Horde player can play with any other Horde player that is on his regional server or regional area. So any EU player can play with any other EU player together, as long as they're on the same faction like Horde and Alliance. And I think, to be honest, it's useful. It's just super helpful if you're playing with different players on different servers and you just want to do content together, and there's just this other friend, this one friend that is on another world, and you can't do content with him, and that's just sad.
That brings me to the next question. What's how much will you be able to traverse between data centers? Is it just on the AU data center? For example, you can just switch from light to chaos and from chaos to light or whatever, or can you just actually go to a American data center and visit your friends there, something like that?
I think they don't have thrown out many information about this yet.
That's a hardware issue, I guess.
Yeah, that could be the case.
It's not that easy just to open the gate and go your way, no?
Traveling to Asia and seeing how people decorate houses there, etc. Amazing. Getting inspired from people in different cultures. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're all wishing for. But yeah, like Macy said, I think it's a hardware problem here so far. Yeah, we're looking forward to it, to see some changes being introduced. And that's it. I hope that this will be improved over time, and as soon as we get more content, more info on all this, this should be just something that they can just improve whenever they want and whenever they have time to do it, actually, because it's not like a philosophical question of do the players want this, or is that something players would not be satisfied with? Yeah, we all want this. We all want to play with whoever is there together, and we want to join these parties and contents however they have possibilities to do that. Featuring a crystal clear high resolution interface. Okay, that's actually what I think a mod is doing right now. So this is Square Enix based. Square Enix is doing this by themselves. That's great. Okay, and we got the... no, it's just for the PS5, right?
Yeah, that was the best part of the announcement, where the CEO of Square Enix comes in and accidentally spoiled the estimated date of patch 5.5.
Okay. Nice. Awesome. You mean the only person on Earth that has a PS5 available, right?
Yeah,
the CEOs.
The open beta will start. When was it? As soon as possible. So you can just upgrade your PS5 version to PS5, like we previously had with the PS3 version.
Yeah.
But there's still the problem of getting a PS5.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem with... Oh, 4K resolution support, okay. Faster loading times. Yeah, but I think people have to know that a good and high-performant PC is still the better option here. But yeah, it's good to see because, yeah, PS4, when it's available and when you can get your hands on them, yeah, it will be something that's definitely worth each dollar spent, each whatever euro, whatever money you will spend there. I think it's worth it because it's offering a good performance for not as much as a PC would cost you. You think they also put the PS4 version on sale until February? Yeah, by the way, the complete edition, for those that haven't started Final Fantasy XIV yet, is on sale right now for 20 euros in Germany. Or Europe? I don't know. Every country that uses euros, I think. Should be around the same dollar price as well. So you actually get 1 month with it. So this is the best deal ever. You get the whole complete package until Shadowbringers, with Shadowbringers included, and get a free month already. So you're actually paying 6 euros or $6 for the game itself, or $6.99 to be precise here. Yeah, I think that's a good thing to start now. And so far, I think this is quite it with the announcement here. Yeah, we have the fan festival. That's something we could talk about for a short moment right now. This will happen, of course, online, like the BlizzCon. They announced that already as well. And will be free, right? Free of charge. So we don't need to spend...
Free, but there's also an option where you can pay if you want.
Yeah.
But if you want or not is not a question, because you get a rocket whale and it's an 8-man mount.
So yeah, okay, the rocket whale.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Rocket
so we all will spend this. Here we go. The Lunar Whale. Nice. Crazy. 8-man mount. I can't imagine how that works, but it sounds ridiculously fun to me.
So now we know how to get to the moon on our rocket whale.
That looks nice. Okay. I think that's quite it. Yeah, and this is also what the digital fan festival items look like. Are these all Final Fantasy IV characters, right? I think Rydia is definitely a Final Fantasy IV character, I think.
I think so. I don't quite remember. It's been a long time, but...
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I definitely need to play Final Fantasy IV until that expansion is being launched. That's definitely on my to-do list for the next couple of months here. So I can just recommend to do that for you as well. I heard that this is one of the better Final Fantasies already. Yeah, please look forward to it. So this is the design of the game, I guess, with Hydaelyn and Zodiac in the balance of keeping the world, or holding the world in their hands. That's awesome. I like it. And yeah, it's still Amano, right? yeah.
First thing I thought of this artwork is like, did they just spoil anything? Because like both Primal is just holding the world and it's whole. Like, is it a picture of the past, so to say, or is it the future where the world is completed again? I don't know.
That's right, yeah. That's a good question. I think that is something we have to figure out in the expansion, and I'm really excited to play it and to enjoy it. And yeah, I think that wraps up everything. Thank you, Macy. Thanks a lot for being here. Thank you for discussing together. Is there anything that you still want to say that I missed here, or?
I think I said pretty much everything.
Okay. Yeah, I think so far we got through the whole announcement. And yeah, of course, if there will be any news coming up next, then I will keep you updated. And of course, you can check out Mione. He's always on top of all the topics that are happening in Final Fantasy. And yeah, if you like this kind of live stream discussion style, I'm sorry that I couldn't answer every question because we were just so chatty and had so much to talk about. Of course, if you want real conversation where I try to always reply to each question that is being asked in the chat, then I highly recommend you check out my Twitch channel as well, because there I stream frequently on Mondays especially. And yeah, I would love to see you there, and we can enjoy what's coming up with this expansion. I will go nuts with this expansion. I will play each job again, make job guides for each job. And yeah, so far we will have some time to spend on the actual content. So see you around in Bosnia or anything like that. And for more job guides, more rotations being explained on this channel. And yeah, let's see what happens in this expansion, and let's travel to the moon together. Until then, keep yourself safe from the outer world. Keep up this social distancing. Keep up your amazing support to this channel or other Final Fantasy channels, to this content as a whole. And of course, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep loving Final Fantasy. And thanks to Macy. Thank you for being there, and have a wonderful weekend, and see you around.